Hello, everyone. Are you lonely as a GTD practitioner? You've spent time, you've invested time and energy to select tools that work well for you. You've modified your ways of working so that as you make your way through your day, you have good processes for handling things that come at you, whether they're collaboration software posts that are arriving, right, that you want to deal with, or they're just random thoughts that occur to you. Your organizational system reminds you of things when it's helpful and only then. And then you look around at your colleagues, your friends, your family members, who knows, anybody, and you see people who haven't implemented GTD, don't exhibit the best practices. And on the one hand, that's, suboptimal for them, of course. If they knew a bit more about GTD, they might find that they can be more friction-free, more stress-free in the way that they make things happen in their lives. But it also, if these people interact with you regularly, it also creates stresses for you, right? You've got a situation where, you've got coworkers who don't hit deadlines, who don't keep track of the things that they're doing for you, who generally don't keep commitments, right? And I thought it would be helpful today to talk about, what's the perspective we should have on these people in our lives? Are they, should we just accept that, some people are suboptimal and we'll just have to sort of bumble along as best we can? Or is there something that we can do about it? And what I thought I'd suggest today are some practical things that you can do if you have people in your life who are not actively engaged in getting things done best practice. Okay? So, some practical thoughts. If this is somebody that you meet with regularly, okay, encourage them to start keeping an agenda list, a list of things that they need to discuss with you. What you might find, by the way, is that it not only makes those meetings with that person more effective, but it also probably means that you'll be less likely to be distracted because they're trying to get your attention, in between meetings, right? One of the things that I found when I implemented GTD as in my role as a manager in my previous corporate life was that as soon as I got my team to implement GTD, one of the things that started to happen very quickly was things got quiet in my office. And it wasn't because people, weren't coming to say hello or weren't coming to ask me questions, but it was they all had the expectation that I was going to be talking through the list of things that they wanted to talk through. At our next weekly meeting. So as I say, things got quiet. That meant less distraction for them, less distraction for me. Also a good thing. So that's one practical thing. Also, sharing your projects list with people. And again, even with people that know nothing about GTD, but just saying to somebody, here are the projects that I'm working on. That's a great conversation, by the way, to have with a boss, right? What are the multi-step outcomes that you're working on and want to get done in the next 12 months or so? And talk that list through with the boss. What does he think? What does she think about the list of projects that you've got? Is it the right list? Is there anything there that should be, deprioritized, maybe put on, considered next year and not this year? Is there anything there that should be delegated to somebody else? Right? That can really take the stress out of a relationship with a manager if you're really aligned on what it is that you're working on. Okay. Another thought. In meetings, right? Again, with people that know nothing about GTD, but in meetings, just inject a little bit of GTD best practice. Okay, so toward the end of the meeting, encourage everybody to go around the table and just say, okay, what next actions do I have? What are the things that I've committed to do in the course of this meeting today that I will be doing after the meeting? Okay. Also ask, are there any projects here? Does anybody, as a result of this meeting today, has anybody taken on a project? So again, just by thinking about the interactions that you have with these people and thinking about just suggesting a little bit of your own GTD best practice, you can reduce the stress on them because they'll be clearer, they'll have more they'll have more surety about what it is that they're committed to, but it'll also take the stress off of you. Okay. And all that said, of course, if there's any way you can get them into a GTD seminar or a GTD coaching, I would of course highly recommend that as well. That's the A+ answer. But in situations where that's not going to happen yet, or that's not going to happen, again, just think about it. How could I make the interface between me and this person and our ways of working as stress-free, as friction-free as possible? Hope that was helpful. As always, let us know if there's anything else you'd like us to be talking about in our blogs and podcasts. Hit like and subscribe if you want to hear more, and we'll look forward to seeing you next time. Bye for now.